Hey guys, I am Sebastian, and this is Don with the E at the end. Like the...
Say my last name?
Costantino.
It's
Costantino. We're going to cover groin pain today, all right? Tell everyone we're talking about groin. Okay, so we're going to cover some stretches for you guys, but also talk to you first a little bit about what tends to go on here, and maybe some common diagnosis that you might have heard being thrown around with Dr. Google, because he? Is it a she?
It's 2020 said.
20? Hindsight? Wait a minute. I don't even know what gender Dr. Google is, but either way, here's what Dr. Google says you could have. What could you have as the groin pain?
Hip flexor.
Hip flexor. So the hip flexor, what else do we have?
FAI.
FAI, what does that mean?
Femoral acetabular impingement. I have to say it slow.
Femoral acetabular impingement. Yeah, and there's a couple types of that too. Also labral tears or labral frays might be an issue. Maybe even arthritis of the hip. So a little bit of grindies in there, like, a little bit of bone formation and so on. So not a big deal. A lot of times people can recover from this stuff, but we're going to show you a couple stretches that work for us as well as a lot of patients we work with. And all you got to do is really address this a little bit throughout the day.
I'm going to turn that phone off really quick.
You want to... So Don had to answer a phone call.
Yeah. I should probably silence it.
Yeah, just leave it. Let's see what happened. Okay, so when we cover some of this stuff here, we're going to show you first maybe in what situations these things might work. And Don, why don't you show us maybe your favorite groin pain stretch which works for you and your people you work with. What do you got?
I don't usually stretch though.
You don't stretch it?
Not usually.
But they might stretch it. They might want to stretch.
How about let's go over ones that we see that people try first.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
All right. So I see this one a lot.
I know you can't get down there.
See it. Okay, I need to do it on the table.
Tell me, actually, before you do this, tell me why you don't stretch it.
Because, okay, so the reason we're stretching that area where we feel pain is because we're thinking that the hip flexor is tight, which is possible, but it's not as common. And so stretching that hip flexor is usually what feels good for people.
Okay. So stretching is not always the answer. I would agree with that too.
Cool.
But let's
this
just
is what people see. And you can always try this. Here.
Oh, I can't wait till that table goes down.
Oh gosh, don't say that. It's this one here.
So I think we can do some tweaks on this though, because there is some productiveness to this stretch, at least that I've found. Is that so? Right now, I want to see that do it kind of bendy, like give me a little
backwards bendy.
There you go. So she's including the spine in this stretch, which is what we don't really want, and we actually want to do some contraction as well. And so all I want you to do is go ahead and just rock back for me for a sec. I want you to actually bring that foot out a little bit more, and then sink forward into that foot. Pause there. Squeeze your cheek really hard. So if she squeezes her cheek, she's actually going to get a pretty big stretch on this side of her hip. Okay. And now if you want to double down on the possibility that there's a part of the spine here involved, I want you to reach with the right arm straight up to the sky like you want to grab onto your favorite constellation.
Just straight up?
Yeah, right there. Perfect. And she just holds it and breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
Am I still squeezing my butt cheek?
Yep, and relax. Good, I forgot about that part. So we're just going to hold this for about 5 seconds. Squeeze, rock in, squeeze the cheek.
Okay.
Grab Orion's belt. In the nose, out the mouth. And relax. So that's the way I would maybe teach that stretch to make it more productive, because again, there's other considerations of what's happening in there rather than just the hip flexor being tight. Because if the hip flexor is tight, why is it tight? Sometimes it's the glute not doing its job.
Yeah, I like that. That felt really good.
Good. What constellation did you grab?
The Big Dipper.
The Big. Which one has a North Star attached to it?
The Big Dipper.
Okay, just checking.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think it's the little. I think it's the big.
I can always point out the big and the little one. Those are the only ones I know in the sky.
That's the only one everybody always knows.
Okay, well come on, it's fun.
I like there's one called the triangle. I'm like, it's there. And it's there.
You're annoying.
Or one called the polyoctagon. Okay, what else do you want to cover?
Is there any other like hip stretches that you see? I think that's like the main one that people do.
I see one where people lay on their back. And so lay on your back for me and dangle one leg off the side of the table. And let's just see, I'll pan this thing down so everyone can see. Sorry, no camera person today, guys. It's just us. So you see her right there. Oh, the camera's fighting me. Why is it fighting me? So we're just going to leave it right there then. And so a lot of times they'll just let gravity do the work and just dangle, or they'll grab this knee and pull towards their chest. Again, this one's not bad.
So the one they're trying to stretch is this one?
They're trying to stretch this leg right here.
Okay.
Okay. I might make it a little bit more, I like to make them a little bit more effortful because I think it sticks better. And so rather than actually using your fingers to do this, I'm gonna grab a ball, and we're gonna place the ball right under your rib cage here. Good. Release those fingers. Don't lose that ball. So I'm gonna show you guys the ball there. Squeeze the ball. Squeeze the ball. Come on. Squeeze the ball. Come on. Push up. Push up. Struggling, huh? The struggle train came into town. One-way ticket to Struggle Town. Go ahead and relax. Okay, so what this does is it helps out the belly do some contraction to help the hip flexor not work so hard. Because really, if this hip flexor is working too hard, why is it working too hard? And a lot of times the inability of the front of the belly to do the job is a driving factor in this, which makes you feel like you got to stretch all the time.
Beautiful.
So which one do you like then? Then we're going to get to Dawn's favorites.
So I would then, if it were me and the stretching isn't working, I would try something different.
What are we trying?
Child's pose.
We're trying child's pose. Okay.
I love child's pose.
Let's do
position.
child's pose.
Okay, so the way that we want to see if this
Here,
works for us.
Let me
though-
jump on the
okay.
table, then you can talk.
So the way that it works for us though is you gotta test out what's causing your hip pain in the first place. So, I have pinchy pain here when I squat. Okay, let's try this position for a second and just hold and breathe and see if it's comfortable here. Sometimes get into this position, you might need to just take your knees a little bit wider. Seb, try to show them for me. Yep, it just like kind of spreads his knees a little bit wider, sits back into the position. He's supporting his head right here. How do you feel in that position?
I don't have any pain at all. My hip flexor feels great.
Do you feel like you're doing anything?
I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
That's the point. People are like, oh, it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. What is this going to do for me? Well, if you're having constant pain, you can't find yourself a relieving position for that hip pain. See if this helps. Hold for a minute. Get up and retest that thing that hurt it. A lot of times, I see a lot of success with this one. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I do. I like this one a lot, especially for people who have hip impingement too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just hip flexor, but hip impingement. Because all we have to do a lot of times, it's hard for people to understand a lot of times. Like you said, they're looking for a stretch, but stretching is not always the answer. And so if we have an issue into the groin here, like say with the thigh bone hitting onto the pelvis right there, think of it like a bruise. It's not going to keep getting better if you keep. So give it a chance. If you give it a chance for 3-4 days, you might surprise yourself of how much better you feel. So I think we covered 4 things, 3 things.
3 things.
Give me one more.
It's not a stretch. It's not a position of comfort. It's a workout.
It's a workout. Okay. I'll do a workout. Okay. I'll be the dummy on it. Yeah.
Go in here. Just go on your back.
Okay. I already made you struggle with that ball, so I guess.
A little bit. I mean, come on. So, dead bug position. Good. Hold there. Up like that. Try to take this hand. Push here. Push hard. Good. He's driving in more of a diagonal this way. And he's pushing really hard. And he's not going to allow himself to beat like that. Good. Lift your head up for me. Give me a little curl.
Woo!
Good. Shaky, shake. That means you're doing it right.
The abs are
Challenge
cooking
yourself.
now.
Switch. Switch. And just for the sake of Seb, so he doesn't go sweaty on the camera for us, you just do this till you really can't anymore. Feel that belly wall turn on. And then retest. See how it feels.
Yep. Feels like a loose hip.
Did it hurt in the first place?
Not today.
Not for him. But maybe for you guys it might work.
Yeah. So, again, if you guys are looking for some fun videos, good information, hopefully, good education, subscribe to the channel. I think it's here. Maybe it's there. They keep moving it on YouTube sometimes. So it's a little dot. Just hit the dot and you'll be subscribed to the channel. We try to release things at least every week. We're trying every couple weeks, a couple times a week if we can. And we want to hear about the topics that you guys care about, not the topics that we think are good for you. So, again, comment all those below. We try to answer every comment that we can with another comment. And if you want to email us or call us, again, it's 714-502-4637. 4243. It's at the bottom. Or just email us, info@p2sportscare.com. Believe it or not, we're actually locally world famous. Like the pastrami sandwich place down the street.
Did you already say that in the beginning of this video?
I don't know, but we are.
Just
But
wants to make sure to say it.
we're locally world famous. I swear, I go into Trader Joe's and someone's like, "Are you that guy?" Yeah.
Actually, this shirt, sometimes people do that to me.
Yeah.
They do that. I'm
So-
just like, oh.
If you want to hang out with us, come into Huntington. We'll see you guys next week.